1 year. That's how long the town of Port Blossom slept peacefully. 1 year since Malik washed ashore, the sole survivor of the cursed cruise ship, the Serenity. He was the boy who escaped the nightmare, the one who told tales of whispering corridors and shadows that moved on their own. For a year, the town believed it was over. They towed the massive decaying vessel back to the old shipyard, a skeletal monument to the souls it claimed. They wrapped it in colossal chains, secured it with locks the size of a man's head, and set up round-the-clock surveillance. The Serenity was never to touch the open water again. A ghost story to be told, but never relived. But some stories refused to end. On the anniversary of the tragedy, a storm unlike any other descended upon the coast. Rain fell in black sheets, and thunder cracked the sky open. At precisely 2:13 a.m., the exact moment the ship originally vanished, something impossible happened. The security cameras captured it. All the thick rusted chains didn't just break. They snapped, violently, as if torn apart by an invisible giant. One by one, the Serenity's lights flickered to life, not the warm, welcoming glow of a cruise liner, but a cold, burning white that pierced through the storm. The ship's horn, silent for a year, let out a long, mournful cry that echoed across the bay, and then it began to move. No engine, no wind, no crew. It glided from its steel prison, a silent redditor slipping back into the water. This time, the ship wasn't waiting for passengers at the dock. It was coming for them. The Serenity sailed with an unnatural purpose, heading straight for the town. The tide surged, defying the moon, flooding the coastal streets with salt water that smelled of rust and decay. People woke up in a cold sweat, reporting the same dream, the sound of a distant ship's horn, a haunting melody that seemed to be calling their name. Panic gripped Port Blossom. The nightmare they thought they had buried was not only back, but it was evolving. Malik knew. He felt it in the marrow of his bones. This wasn't just a haunting anymore. The spirits on board were no longer bound to the ship's rotting hull. They had learned, they had grown stronger, and now they were reaching out. Through the flooded streets, through the terrifying dreams, they were hunting. They were searching for the one who got away, the loose end in their spectral tapestry. They wanted the passenger who broke the rules, the one who interrupted their final, terrible voyage. They wanted Malik. He found the old ship logs he had managed to salvage, his hands trembling as he deciphered the salt-stained pages. The entries spoke of a ritual, a manifest that had to be completed. Every soul that boarded the Serenity had to finish the journey, one way or another. By escaping, Malik had broken the cycle. The spirits couldn't rest, and deep within the ship, in the grand ballroom now draped in seaweed and shadows, a new presence had awakened. The crew's final, desperate scribbles called him the captain of the drowned, a towering, faceless entity, the master of this ghastly ceremony. The captain was now at the helm, and through the howling wind and crashing waves, his voice carried across the water, a chilling whisper only Malik could hear. He was calling him back, calling him home. The final passenger list needed to be signed, and Malik's name was at the very top. The voyage wasn't over. It was just beginning.